Well, hello and welcome back to the Currency Game. As the title of this video, 90% win rate and 2% risk. Anyone can do this. One of the main ways of doing this is finding winning trade setups. So, like for instance, we just came out of XLM, right? We use XRP as the runner and like XLM running with XRP, but XLM has a higher profit margin. So we traded XLM and got a little over 16, 17%. Now, I don't want to keep going with this, but that's where people probably will do. Not saying that they will lose the trade, but for me, it's all about the process. The process is repeatable. I don't go in after it's past 50%. It needs to come back down below 50% of the last swing. Then the other thing is because I need a 2% risk or less. So I'm gonna let this, I'm gonna keep alerts of it because it could try to go up to here. I'm gonna let it go up to there right now. So like when I look at from a higher time frame, it's past the area that I want to go back in. Unless it were to come back down here, hit a little bit below the 50% mark, then that might be an opportunity for me. That's my rule. That's what keeps me at a high win rate. So I'm looking at my other opportunities that are below the 50% mark and that might be ready to move. So let me look at Bonk. It's well above the 50% mark. I don't want to go in it. I'm just keep a track on it, and it can still move upwards. I don't chase trades. So that's where people get in trouble, and that's where their win rate gets smashed because they're chasing trades. And the other thing that I do that most people don't do, I don't try to go both ways. So I don't overtrade. I'm not saying that people who go both ways, when I say go both ways, they do longs and shorts. I don't do that. I only stick with longs until I have no longs to take. Then I will take a short. Like I go through my charts, and if I can't find a long to take and I need a trade that week, most likely it means that I need to take a short, which is going to also reduce my risk because that's the only thing really there to take. So, so in summary, below the 50% mark from the last swing, major swing, 2% risk, and those are the main things, right? Like just keeping it below the discount. I want the discount because that's what the wealthy does. The wealthy want the discount. They do not like paying premium prices. So even if I had a small amount in an account, I'm still gonna trade it like it's $1 million account. Period. Because once you train your mind to do that, you will never go back to it, because as your account grows, you don't need to change your style of trading. You've trained your brain to operate like that when it comes to trading, and it reduces the stress no matter how much money is in that account. So bunk is not a good idea for me right now, but I'm gonna keep track on it, right? So let me go to Jasmine. So it's a little bit below the 50%. This is probably a little bit better opportunity because I want to see, is it going to hit, it's made a little run, but I want to see if it's going to try to hit up here and come back down below or what. So I'm not going to go in it right yet, but that is one option. The other one is Arc Block. Let's look at that. So it is above the 50% from the last swing. So the last swing was from here here. Right? So that was the last swing, basically, right here. But I don't really like, I don't want to go in right now. And it is pretty much has made this like trend upwards up to here. So it's on the little bit higher end of the trade from the people who bought down here, which was the highest demand area, right? It was the lowest point. So it might have been okay for me to get in right here, right? So I want it to come back down before I try to get in. But I'm gonna keep an eye on it, so I have alerts above this last candle and above and below. So if it were to come back down, then I will look at it, and let's just say hypothetically it were to come to right in here. A little bit below. Let's say it came a little bit below. Let me see where my risk. That's too high. I will have to wait and see it come down and make a bounce, and then that bounce would determine for me, like maybe one or two bounces would determine like what was the lowest point from those bounces, and see if I can get less than 2%. If I can't get less than 2%, then I don't take the trade. That's my rule. I don't care how good the profit looks. I'm just not doing it. And that's what keeps I'm very disciplined when it comes to my rules, because I know that I can get a less than 2% trade for at least two. I need at least two, maybe 3 trades a week. So that's not a lot. Whereas some people are trading maybe multiple times a day. So I can be picky about what trade I take, and that's what gives me a higher win rate, that gives me less stress, and that gives me the opportunity to compound my money and have just do well with it, right? So, and it's a very not the most exciting way of trading. Is not I'm not showing videos of me being in whatever. I'm not even showing my face because I'm an introvert, as I've already said before. So, all right. So I'm just gonna wait for these two to come down. I probably will go through my other charts and see if there's any opportunities. But let's just say it hit below my 50%, and I was able to get less than 2%. Right? Where would be my target? My target would be probably back up to the 100%. Somewhere between here and here. And that would be based off of the higher time frame, right? If it could do that. So, but I want to see how it reacts to the 50% mark. Are people not willing to pay above that or not? So, but that's why I still would do, which I'm thinking is probably ready to run. And it could even possibly go all the way up to here, which would be fabulous, right? That is worth, what is it? It keeps, hey, when does this, dude, stop. That's 119. Not saying it will get there, but that's the reason why I stick to my rules, because those rules will give me way greater reward opportunities than risk, which makes it more of a skill than gambling, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just wait, and then I'll probably look at what So that was Art Block. Let's look at what the potential could be for Jasmine. So to the next major resistance is 19%, right? If it were to do that, if it were to go back to the previous high, you're looking at around about 50%, right? So still two very good options. So that's that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm not in any trade. I've already taken the trades for XLM, and then I came out at the beginning of the week of bump, right? So if we were to go to the spreadsheet, those two trades made a great trading week. I'm not gonna show it because I don't want people. I'm done with showing that spreadsheet. The spreadsheet is to show how you can come. I'm gonna show it. Now the amount of money is not the amount of money that I made because I have been taking money out. I've been paying myself. So this spreadsheet shows as if you did not pay yourself. So let's go to it real quick. All right, so this is the spreadsheet. So as you see, I've done some updates to it. I added when I enter enter and exit my risk. So enter, exit, risk. I already had the percent gain. I am going to add more to this, I love the time frames. So for instance, right here, the XLM, the enter time was 3. And that was only because I set a limit order around that time. And I'm so used to, this might be something that other people are not accustomed to doing, but I'm so used to alerts, setting alerts when those trades go off, and I will wake up. I have no problem. I'm more of a early morning person than a late night person. So I have no problem waking up at 3 o'clock and checking a trade. And it stayed in there till the next day at 1 p.m., right? It's actually 15%. I put it in. And then bump, right? So at the level that the $100, because this spreadsheet is based off of starting with the 100, well, actually was $121. And just compounding and tracking every trade that I made. So and you don't have to let it go to this point. You don't have to, you could say, okay, I'm gonna keep it at 20,000, or I'm gonna get it up to 30, 40, 50. Some people are okay, I'm gonna get it up to 100,000, and then I don't want it above 100,000. I'm always trading with 100,000, or the same thing they could do for 20,000. But I have been taking money out, so it's not here. So I'm being very transparent. But if I had not taken anything out, it would be up to 59,000, and then 68,000 for that next trade of XLM, and my profits would have been over 23,000. I will say this week has been my highest amount of money that I've made since I began. Let's say that. I'm not gonna say what the amount is. I really could care less what people think. I really could. I'm not one of them people that needs to tell y'all what I made. I'm just trying to show you that you can compound your money, and you can do it very well with low risk, high reward, and you don't have to trade a whole lot. You can trade multiple times a week, You can even trade multiple times a day. Like at the beginning when I was first starting out, I wasn't trading multiple times a day. I think I was trading like maybe 4 times a week. I was trying to find for it. So to get that $100 up, then once the $100 became a little bit more, I think the most I was taking is 3 trades per week. And it stayed like that between 2 to 3. Because when you start over trading, you start to basically, you start to like be at the, what do you call it? At the gamble station, at the casino. To me, that's just my view of it, because I start like, you know, I start going by, like, I leave my rules, right, for one, and I start entering different types of setups, and the setup starts getting mixed up, and I think it's not getting mixed up when it actually is getting mixed up. So that's why I'm very strict and very disciplined about that. And no, I'm not gonna ever show my account. I don't care if nobody follows me. I don't care if nobody subscribes, nobody listens. I threw it out there for people to see how I trade and see how you can have a high win rate and a low risk, and make money, like make a full-time income off of it, with starting with a little bit of money at the beginning. And that's it. So, because I don't make money off of YouTube, I make money for my trades, and so I don't need to prove anything. But that will do it. Thank you guys. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Thanks. Bye bye.